This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log one random task at a time. After nearly 2 years and over 4,000 hours of gameplay, I'm finally ready to take on RuneScape's endgame as I venture into the elite tier. Welcome to Season 4 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 154 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I greenlogged Trouble Brewing because I was sick and couldn't really do anything else, so I just AFK'd a Trouble Brewing the whole time. I then proceeded to get pretty lucky on a bunch of tasks in a row that I won't spoil anything if you want to go and watch it. But we ended the video by rolling a task to get a new unique from Abyssal Sire, of which I only have 2 left, being the head and the dagger. I did about 230 Abyssal Sire kills, where I actually ended up getting the pet, which is kind of cool, but didn't actually count for the task. I then went and killed about 4,500 regular Abyssal Demons, trying to get the 1 in 6,000 head drop, which I was unfortunately unsuccessful in. So this video, we're going back to Sire. I've decided I want to go back tutorial skipping for some Abyssal Demon tasks, and actually go and kill Sire again. So that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to go try and get a task right now. Again, I don't really have a Slayer streak right now, so I'll just be tutorial/Aya skipping for my tasks. I think that's the fastest way to get one specific task that you're after. And going to be going to Duradel for my task. Duradel has the highest weighting of Abyssal Demons, so hopefully it won't take too long. And yeah, this is sort of my plan. I do like that I do still have available to me the ability to just go back to Abyssal Demons like I did before. It was actually really nice. In the last episode, I managed to get 30 hard caskets from the Abyssal Demons, as well as like 6 master caskets from the elites that I got, not to mention 230 something in sold heads for prayer XP. Prayer is one of the few combats that I have left that I actually want to try and train that I don't really have any way to until I get the supplies. So there are still a lot of nice things about just killing the regular Abyssal Demons that I can do when I want to AFK, but when I'm able to play the game like I am now, I'm going to be just trying to get the task. And maybe we'll get it right here because I've stalled long enough that I finished that. No, I didn't. Okay. The only task I care about right now that isn't an Abyssal Demons task is these vampires. Currently, my Blood Fury has like 800 charges left, so just taking the opportunity anytime I get a vampire's task to just come and kill them with the Slayer Helmet bonus. Hopefully I can get a Blood Shard on the way, but no real other tasks that interest me. I keep having to skip like really good tasks, like going to like Araxites and Avian Seas and stuff, and it makes me feel bad, but yeah, just doing these when I can. Oh my god, finally I get an Abyssal Demons task. I know you guys haven't really seen much, but it's been like 2 straight days of tutorial skipping. I've skipped over 100 tasks at this point, but finally we got it. Let's go do it. So this is what the Abyssal Sire log looks like as of right now. Very incredibly weird. I've got 5 bludgeon pieces and a pet and nothing else for my unsireds. So I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck, but we still need either the head or the dagger. The dagger is about a 1 in 5, the head is about a 1 in 13, and the unsireds themselves are a 1 in 100. So I don't know if it's even likely that I'll even finish the task on this Abyssal Demon task, but 225 Abyssal Demons to go. And this time, I actually just remembered, I'm going to go bring some bracelets to help extend the trip. Or the task, rather. Simply because it's super easy to just put it on right at the end, and yeah, considering how long that took me to get the task, I would like this to last as long as possible. So let's go do it! I wasn't even recording! I was right after my elite clue. I got an unsired. Let's go! This is going to be my 7th unsired in about 650 kills, so back to slightly lucky on the drop right there. Now please, just not a bludgeon piece. That's all I'm asking for, game. Hey, let's go! I've finally done it! After weeks, literally, of killing Abyssal Demons and Sire and hunting for Abbey Demon tasks, Abyssal Dagger has been acquired. I don't think I have any use for it whatsoever, but most importantly, that ticks it off the log, And now next time we have a Sire task, I can just go to the Abyssal Demons like I did before and just hunt for the head from those. So I think that's going to be a lot faster than trying to get a 1 in 13 chance from Sired or Unsired. So yeah, very happy to be essentially done with Sire for the rest of the series. I don't really like this boss, so yeah, we are done at 648 KC. I've got the stupid dagger. I'm actually going to go look up if I have any uses for it. Alright, well, I did just go and look it up, and there is essentially no use for it for me. If I didn't already have my Fang, there was a few places where this probably would have been one of my better stab weapons, but with the Fang and the Hasta and everything, it's just a little obsolete for where I'm at in the account progress, but doesn't really matter. We got the dagger. I'm happy. Let's go. Now, the only slightly annoying part about this is I got 2 out of the 3 bludgeon pieces for my next bludgeon, so now I have 2 spots in my bank just being taken up by these 2, which I don't really want to get rid of, but I also would much prefer if they would stack with my other bludgeon because I'm running out of bank space, but oh well, I guess that we'll have to live with it. And I'm going to go trade in this Elite Clue for a Master Clue, go and do that, and then we'll go roll a new task. Man, I'm so relieved to have that task done. Those are the kind of tasks that really stress me out, because they can just be so long. Just the multiple layers of RNG, where I have to get an Abyssal Demon task to go and kill Sire, then I have to get the Unsired drop, and then I have to get the drop from the Unsired that's actually new. Like, that could have taken a very, very long time, and I mean, it did take about 12 or 13 days, so I guess it did take a fairly long time, but I'm so happy to have it done and move on to something. Not to mention, like I said, I just don't really like Sire, so now I don't have to kill it again, which is great for me. Honestly, this might be the most fitting clue step I've ever gotten. Kill a reanimated Abyssal Demon. If only I had 238 ensouled Abyssal Heads. I actually think I am going to go and kill a bunch of these Abyssal Demons, just to get another prayer level. I want to save some in the bank for exactly that reason, in case I get more of those clue steps, but I've got more than enough to get me to 97 prayer, so I think I'm going to do that before I roll a new task. And hey, there's the casket. And I actually still have this Abyssal Demon Slayer task, so I can wear my Slayer helm while I do it for faster kills, and for some free Slayer XP, just because I don't need this task anymore, so yeah, let's do that right now. Alright, and this is going to get me my prayer level, a 97 prayer. I'm still going to do 66 more just to finish the task, but there we go. 1 more prayer level, and I get max combat, 2 to max the skill, but 1.1 million prayer XP. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. Alright, there we go. Abyssal Demons task done, ready to go if I need a Slayer task on the next task. I just said task a lot. And I still have 30 ensouled heads ready to go for if I get any more of those Master Clue steps. And I am 1 mil away from another prayer level still. So that's not happening. But we are done and we can go roll a new task. So let's do it. Alright, we are back on the spreadsheet once again. Finally, we can complete the task, which feels great. 69%. You'll love to see that. And let's see what we're doing. I don't really know what I want. Actually, I would love a hard clue task because I have like 33 caskets. Get 1 unique from the Hallowed Sepulchre. Okay, sure. This is actually the last Hallowed Sepulchre task on the Elite tier, which fortunately for me doesn't actually mean I need to get the Ring of Endurance. You don't have to get it on the Elite tier. I can get the 5th Mysterious Page, which you can just get from any of the chests on the 5th floor. So I'm still going to be going to the 5th floor and doing the full run, trying to get the Ring of Endurance, but we'll probably end up with the Mysterious Page first. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have 92 agility yet. I need to go do 422,000 agility experience before we can even attempt the 5th floor, where the last 2 uniques are. So I need to go do that. I don't really know if I want to do Hallowed Sepulchre or if I just want to go and run Arty laps, but yeah, I've got a lot of agility to do first. So I think I've decided I'm just going to start with some laps here at Arty until I get bored. This is just going to be a bit lower intensity, and I can just sort of sit back and relax. And you might be wondering what the heck I am wearing. This is called Peak Performance. This is my highest prayer bonus gear, which puts me at a whopping 63 prayer bonus, which means that my preserve lasts for an hour and 30 minutes, which I didn't realize was possible, but just for summer pie boost so I don't fall as much. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. If you didn't know, most of the movement at the Arty course is actually in these little animations, so you don't actually use that much run energy through here. You know, it's just like a couple tiles here and there. Which means that you can actually wear pretty much whatever gear you want, as long as it's not too heavy, but you'll never run out of run energy. I see so many people wearing Graceful here, and it's so boring. Now, mine is actually functional, like I said, prayer bonus for preserve, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know, I just think it's cool. So much of it is just like little things like that, where then when you actually go to run, you have to run like 4 tiles. I know Sepulchre would definitely be faster, but in case you hadn't noticed, I am in fact an Iron Man, and I used a lot of staminas on my Volcanic Mine task, so I don't mind doing Arty Course even if it's a little bit worse XP per hour, just for the extra marks of grace. I don't really need them right now, but in the future it will be nice to have them saved up for more staminas, so this is nice and fairly AFK. I'm just watching a stream as I do it, so it's fine. Alright, hello and good morning to the gamers. It is Wednesday morning, which means that it is update day, and this update actually brought a lot of new stuff into the game. This is the part 2 of Varlamore, which has a bunch of new quests. I believe there are 4 new quests I need to go and do. There is a new boss, the Hoykodal, I believe is what it's called, as well as the new mini-game for Mastering Mixology, which has a bunch of Herblore rewards. I don't really know what's going on with like any of this stuff really, so I'm gonna go and sort of read about it myself, and then I'll come back later. Last night I did about 5-ish hours of agility. I've got about an hour and 45 minutes left before I get 92, so I think I'm gonna go do that, read about all the new update stuff, and then come up with a plan. What's probably going to end up happening is I'm just going to finish the task that I'm on now, which is obviously the 92 agility, and then a Hallowed Sepulchre unique. Go and do that, and then I will go and figure out what I want to do with the new stuff. I believe a lot of the new stuff is sort of lower level, earlier game stuff, so most of it will probably be put on the hard tier, which means that I'm going to have to go and do all of it before continuing the elite tier. But for now, I'm not really going to worry about it. I'm just going to continue doing this task, continue doing my agility, and then we'll think about it later. So after reading through the update notes, I noticed that there's actually one thing I forgot to mention, which is conveniently an agility training method. They have added a new agility arena here at the Colossal Wyrm Remains, which is interesting. It's essentially a low-intensity agility method, so a lot of the obstacles take a fairly long time to complete. So you only have to click once, and then you can sort of like do something else. So for example, this tightrope, you walk across the full tightrope, and then your character automatically runs and jumps along all of these things as well. So as you can see, I haven't clicked since clicking on that tightrope, and my character is still just sort of going, which is sort of interesting. I like the idea of adding a lower intensity agility method. A lot of people's problem with agility is that it's so monotonous, and you can't really AFK it. So not that you can really AFK this either, but it's at least sort of a cool idea. But most notably for me is as you're doing laps, you have a chance to find these termites, which I don't know why. I guess because the bones or something. I don't know. I don't really know the lore behind it, but you essentially have a random chance to find these termites. I found 10 at a time. I don't know if it's always 10 at a time or not, but it seems like the chance is kind of low, but then you get a lot each time. I don't really know. I'm just gonna, I just started this, so I don't really know what's going on. But you can take the termites over here to this anteater. Again, I'm not really sure about the lore here, but he has a few rewards, including an Amylase pack, a Colossal Wyrm teleport scroll, which I believe just teleports you here. The Graceful recolor, which is actually a really cool recolor. I really like it. And in fact, because I'm going to have to get it and I'm going to remove my blue anyway, I guess I'm going to end up using it. But and then also a recolor for the Squirrel Agility Pet, which turns him into like a little squirrel skeleton, which is actually very cute. I would love it if I had one. Maybe I'll get it on the grind, but who knows. Either way, I'm going to stay here for my agility training. Even though it's lower XP per hour, I'm going to need to get those uniques anyway. So, yeah, looks like I'll be doing this. So you can actually see here when there's termites that you're going to be able to collect. And again, it just does it automatically. And last time I got 8. That time it looks like I got 9. So it does look like you're going to get, somewhere in the 8 to 10 range each time they spawn. And I've also been getting some blessed bone shards. I don't really know why. I mean, I guess you are at Colossal remains, but it just seems like it's such a small amount of bone shards. I don't know why they bothered. It seems pretty irrelevant, but I guess it is free banked prayer XP, so I can't complain about it. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how many termites per hour this is going to be. I think if you have to get all of the uniques, it's something like 1,700 or something termites. So it could be a while here. I'm not going to lie. I kind of thought it'd be a bit faster, but I guess I can't really complain because either way, I'm going to need agility XP to max. So even if I need to go overboard for this task, it's just sort of helping me out in the long run anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to do this for a while. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think I just got kind of unlucky for the first few laps there, because now I'm getting a lot more termites. I don't think this will be as bad as I thought initially, which is very nice for me. The XP per hour, though, is pretty bad. I need to remember that this is technically a level 62 agility course, so compared to the Arty Rooftop course, which is level 90, I'm definitely not getting very much XP per hour, but that is fine because I think it's going to take me longer to get all the termites that I need rather than even get the level. So yeah, as you can see, people talking about it in the clan chat right now. This person said they got 69 in 18 laps. I'm at 44 in 14 laps, so I think I just got a little bit unlucky to start, which is fine, because like I said, I'm going to be here a while anyway. So I've been doing this for a little while now, and the fastest time I've been able to get is 59:40, exactly 1 tick under 1 minute, which means that at the very most, this is going to be 60 laps per hour, but I'm going to say 59 just because, there's little inefficiencies here and there and mess ups and whatever. So 59 laps per hour means that I've been here for exactly 1 hour and got 182 termites. I don't know if that's average or not, but if I use that to sort of determine how long it's going to take me to get everything here, it's going to be like 8 hours, 7-8 hours, somewhere in there. So not too bad at all. I think I'm going to stay here until 92 agility, go and finish the Hallowed Sepulchre task, then come back here, finish all the collection logs here, and then we'll move on to the other Varlamore stuff that just came out. I forgot to turn my recorder on, but there is 92 agility. We can finally go and do floor 5 at the Hallowed Sepulchre, but I think I'm actually just going to finish the 650 termites needed for the recolor, just because I'm sick of this blue, and I want to do Hallowed Sepulchre with the cool new graceful recolor. So I'm going to stay here for 200 more termites, then we'll go to Hallowed Sepulchre, then we'll come back here and finish out the rest of the log. So I've come to a realization about this agility course. It's kind of cool. I like the idea of it. A low-intensity agility method is always nice, but I feel like they kind of missed the mark on the level requirement. There's 2 courses, the basic and the advanced. The basic course is a level 50 requirement and the advanced is 62. But by the time you get to something like 75 for the Prif course, you can already get more XP per hour with just as little clicks as this course doing a different course. So it really limits the amount of levels that this could actually be useful for. I feel like if they had made 3 levels, maybe like 40, 60, and 80, then you could get more use out of the course in the long term, but oh well. By the way, fun fact, you cannot buy the Varlamore recolor if your graceful is already colored, or at least I couldn't with the blue color, and so I had to Google how to uncolor my graceful, which doesn't say anywhere on the wiki how to actually do this. I just came over here and tried it and it worked. So if you're like me and you want to take the blue color off your graceful, you just have to go to Jackie the Fruit and use them on her. I don't know, I've never tried that before, but yeah, apparently that's a thing. Anyway, let me get back there. So let's try this again. Graceful has been uncolored. Graceful recolor. I would like to purchase one of these. Now, I actually am going to stay here for like 20 more minutes. I forgot I wanted to buy the Wyrm teleport, which is another collection log slot, which costs 40 termites. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to do that, and then we will finally move on from this place, at least for now. I have been devising a plan for the rest of the episode. I've been learning more and more about what's been going on with this update, And I think I have a good idea for what to do, but I'll talk about that later. Alright, there we go. I got my 40 termites. I can buy the teleport scroll, easy collection log, and I don't know why they thought that that was necessary. I mean, there's literally a Quetzal right there. There's also a fairy ring. Like, this teleport scroll just feels so unnecessary. I don't know who's buying these, but it is a free collection log slot, so we will take it, and we can finally go and do something else. So let's go do Hallowed Sepulchre. Finally. Alright, so Hallowed Sepulchre. I know I mentioned this before, but I need either the 5th floor page or the Ring of Endurance, which means that I'm just going to be doing Hallowed Sepulchre like usual, trying to make it to the end of floor 5 and loot the Grand Coffin. I would love to get the Ring of Endurance, but we are most likely just going to end up with this page, which doesn't really do anything, but that is fine. And secondarily, I just have to say, I love the way this Graceful looks with all the Hallowed Sepulchre stuff. This sort of like yellow, blue, white theme I got going on. Very cool. I didn't really anticipate that, but I like it. I am going to be looting the coffins on floors 3 and below, simply because they do still give some pretty good loot, and I do need some marks for some things, but I don't really think 1 and 2 are really worth it for me. Now, I did just remember that I actually haven't bought the private instances. They made it so you can pay 200 hallowed marks to get access to private instances, which doesn't really matter, but what it does do is make all of the spawns consistent, so they will always be on the same cycle when you enter the floor, which is something that I do want in the long run. So, yeah, my plan is to ignore the chests on floors 1 and 2, start looting on 3, and especially try and make it to 5 for that Grand Coffin in time. Oh, well, that was easy. That was just the second time I made it to floor 5, and we already have the mysterious page. So the only thing left in the log is that Ring of Endurance that I don't know if or when I would ever come back for that, but we are done, which is very nice. And no, I did not make it in time either time, because I'm a little rusty here. It's been a while since I've done any Hallowed Sepulchre floor 5, so yeah, oops, but oh well, doesn't matter. We are done. So I feel like now is the best time for me to talk about my plan for the rest of the episode. This update brought a few new things, like I mentioned, the Wyrm agility course, which I've already been at. I plan on getting the calcified acorn, which is going to take 900 termites, which I think is going to take me like 6 hours more of that agility course, which isn't great because the XP per hour sucks, but we'll just get it done with and not have to worry about it. There was the Mastering Mixology minigame, which I have heard some very negative things on Reddit about it. So I think my plan for this one is to wait and see if they change and buff anything for later. And then there are the 2 bosses, the Amaxliatl and the Huaycotl. The Huaycotl, in the same vein, I've heard has very bad loot and is not very fun and is kind of lame, so I'm going to wait to see if they change anything about that as well. But I've heard very good things about the Amaxliatl, which is essentially just a Perilous Moons boss, but in its own cave, just sort of by itself. So I think the plan for the episode is, like I said, I'm going to green log the Colossal Wyrm agility log, and I'm going to fight the Amaxliatl, and as well as I need to go and do the 4 new quests, which should get me my quest point cape back, as well as my music cape. So yeah, that's the plan for the episode. I'm going to go back to the Colossal Wyrm agility course, green log that log, do the 4 quests, and go and fight the new Amaxliatl boss. I don't really know what my plan is in terms of uniques from him, but I think the frozen tier is a guaranteed, and I'm going to try and get maybe 1 or both of these. I don't really know yet. This was also sort of my reasoning behind wanting to get the Colossal Wyrm teleport scroll before going to Hallowed Sepulchre, because I plan on using it right now and never buying another one. So that was convenient the one time, so cool. Oh, of course I wasn't recording, but there it is, 900 termites exactly. We can go and buy the thing. Ended up taking me 508 laps, which I'm gonna say probably took me like 10 hours. I was doing some other stuff as well, so it was not the most efficient laps I ever ran, but yeah, 10 hours for a green log isn't so bad, and I'm buying the calcified acorn. Cool. Now all I need is to actually get the agility pet, and I have the calcified acorn and the other thing from Hallowed Sepulchre, or whatever that's called. Dark acorn, but Those will be sitting in the bank, and we're moving on. So next thing I want to do is some of these quests, mostly because to do the next boss that I want to do, I have to complete one of these quests, and I don't know which one it is. So I'm just going to do all of them, and then we will continue on from there. So this is the first time on Alderin, the new island here on the south of Varlamore, and there is a quest somewhere here. That one that I'm going to go do, Death on the Isle. Apparently it's fairly easy, but it does give kind of a cool reward, which I will talk about later. So this quest appears to be some sort of murder mystery, sort of like another quest that I've already done called Murder Mystery. But apparently I've discovered who killed this guy, and thank goodness that there is already a guide on the wiki, because I am bad at questing and I don't know what's going on. I'm just doing the things that it's telling me to do. Alright, well there we go. Quest complete, Death on the Isle. I didn't really know what was going on because I don't read quest dialogue, but it wasn't too bad. It was pretty quick, so cool. So one of the cool things about this quest is you can come and talk to this costumer who is part of the quest, and she will give you a costume needle, which is a needle that doesn't need any thread, which is just sort of cool. I don't know. Not the most useful thing ever, but a little reward that you have to go out of your way to get. And apparently you can also get something to unlock a teleport spot with a pendant that hopefully I will get later in this video. I'm gonna go figure out how to do that real quick. Okay, so apparently you had to go pickpocket a guy, get a key, open a chest, go to a fountain, get this icon, come over here, activate the statue, and then all of a sudden this activates a teleport spot with a pendant that you can get from one of the bosses in a different quest. I don't think it does anything for me right now, but, well, never mind. I got one water rune. Cool. Moving on. By the way, that teleport spot is almost completely useless. Even if I had the pendant, I already have my construction cape, which gives me infinite teleports to this house portal, which is just a closer teleport than that is ever. So, yeah, completely unnecessary for me, but pet the doggy. Next up, I'm going to be doing Ethically Acquired Antiquities, which appears to be an even shorter and more useless quest than the last one, so this shouldn't take too long. Alright, and that's it. It took me like 15 minutes. It was essentially like one small favor, but actually a small favor. Like, you just go back and forth between a couple people, and then you find the missing artifact, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, 6,000 thieving XP, that's great. Moving on. Next up, we're going to go do meet and greet, mostly because I was already right beside where you have to start it, and you don't need any items for it. So I'm just going to go do it real quick. Looks like another fairly fast one. It's listed as short in the quest guide, so shouldn't take too long either. Alright, and there is another quest completed, meet and greet done, another very easy one. It took, again, like 20 minutes. Not bad at all. I don't think there are any cool rewards from that one. So moving on, the last one, the Heart of Darkness. I believe this is the one that actually unlocks the new boss that I want to go and do, the Moxleyatl. So let's go do it. I wasn't actually going to include that cutscene because it just ended up being a bunch of people talking, but did you see the big ass snake around that lady's neck? That would be such a sick cosmetic item or like an ornament kit for something. If I could change my Amulet of Torture into a big ass snake instead, that'd be so sick. Okay, that quest, way better than the other ones. It actually had some cool puzzles, a wave-based minigame fight thing, a mini-boss, and then a real boss that you get to go and kill repeatedly for loot. That's what a quest should be. I think the other three were pretty lame, honestly, in comparison. So, at least I saved the best for last, and we are done. We got our quest point cape back. I still need to go and figure out what 3 music tracks I'm missing, though. So, of the 3 music tracks that I was missing, 2 of them are just to run to places that I hadn't been before. So I got Varlamore Sunset just by going over to the coast over there, and then I got that one from going to Mist Rock. The last music track is actually from fighting the Huecoatl, so it looks like I will have to do that at least once. So I'm going to go do that right now real quick. Alright, well, just by going in here, I already got the music track, so I guess I don't actually have to fight him. I could just leave, but I am going to, just to show it off. So this is the Huaycotl. You have to fight its body parts as you go up the mountain, which will remove his tail, and then you can go and fight his head up top, which is cool in theory, but in practice, I've heard that it wasn't done very well, and people are complaining about the loot, and people are complaining that the uniques are too rare, and I don't know. So I'm just going to wait on if I'm actually going to farm this or not for now, but here we go. Just going to kill it once. I definitely see why people were disappointed with that boss. With the amount of people that were in there, it was just too easy. And then I've also heard that trying to solo it is way too hard. You kind of need 3 people in order to charge the 3 pillars by using the different protection prayers. It's a whole thing, but I definitely see why people were disappointed. Hopefully they make some changes to that going forward. But for now, I don't really care because I'm going to go kill the Frost guy again. Alright, so the Moxley Addle is another one of the Naguas, much like the bosses in the Perilous Moons. Which means that they have low armor and are weak to a combat style, and this one is weak to crush. So my highest DPS weapon and armor is actually the dual Makuidals, along with the Blood Moon armor for the extra chance for extra attacks. And yeah, we're just going to be killing the boss. It shouldn't be too hard. It is a very mid-game boss. The drops that we're looking for, the Frozen Tears, I believe, are 100% drop chance, which are charges for the Pendant of Eights. Atez, I don't know how to pronounce that, which is essentially Varlamore's Xerix Talisman. So you just charge it with the Frozen Tears, and then it has a bunch of teleports around. The Glacial Tomotlees are the dual Makrahedals, but instead of Crush, they are a slash weapon. It's a dual hit slash weapon. And then there is the pet, which would be very cool. So we're just going to go start killing. Oh, hey, that's the thing. Nice. Another pendant. Cool. Just like the Xerix Talismans, you can dismantle these pendants for some Frozen Tears as well. It gives you 100, but you honestly get so many of them just from killing the boss. I have 229 after 28 kills, so not really necessary, but there isn't really anything else for me to do with them, so might as well. And yeah, this is the loot from 25 kills, by the way. Not so bad. Compared to what I've seen the Huaycotl loot is, this is actually okay at least. And the boss is really fun. So yeah, I'm liking it so far. Unlock all the teleport spots, you just have to run around and activate all the statues. And the other statues, unlike the first one that I did, don't actually require anything. You just have to go and press the button. So I'm going to go and do that for the other statues. There's 2 more. And then the one over here, or one of these 2, I don't remember, is very close to the boss, so it's also going to be the fastest way for me to get back to the boss, which is convenient for me because I still do want to get that last item. So, yeah, very nice to get that early. I do believe these have a fairly high drop rate, so it's not like that was super rare or anything, but at this point I don't know what it is because the wiki doesn't know either. So, yeah, still happy to get it. So, yeah, this is the new teleport spot, the Twilight Temple. First of all, cool teleport animation. And then it puts you right outside the lift, which is the shortcut down into the dungeon. So that is perfect. Very nice for the future kills. And yeah, apparently people are saying that these axes are around a 1 in 100 is the estimate. So shouldn't be too long. Honestly, these 28 kills didn't take very long at all. So yeah, and I like the boss. So let's do it. Okay, hello, good morning to the gamers. Since the last clip I recorded, I went to bed, woke up, and there are already some hot fixes to some of the things I was mentioning yesterday that people were complaining about, particularly the Huaycotl and the Mastering Mixology minigame. As far as the Huaycotl goes, I believe they made it so the prayer mechanic thing just starts charging sooner, so you can get the bonuses faster, which is especially nice for small teams. That is a good change. And as far as Mastering Mixology goes, I don't really know much about the minigame yet, but apparently they made a change so you can target certain things better or something with the potions. I don't really know. But more importantly, they also made it so all of the expensive rewards that people were complaining were taking way too long to get have been made cheaper. somewhere in the 16 to 25% cheaper range. So maybe I will go and check out one or both of those things after this, but for now, we're just going to continue with this boss. Oh, that's the thing! Let's go! Oh, there we go. Like I said, didn't take very long at all. 42 KC, axes, 2 pendants, bunch of charges for it. I'm feeling great. That was awesome. And not to mention, perfect timing. I need to take a little bit of a break to do some editing, so I'm going to hit some redwood trees, come up with a plan for what I want to do next, edit a video, and then I'll come back to you in a bit. Alright, hello to the gamers. I'm just going to take a little moment to talk about something here. If you want to skip to the rest of the video, you can probably click on a timestamp or something I'll put on screen here, but yesterday I finished editing my video, uploaded it, made a thumbnail and all that good stuff, went to the store, came back, and my computer had crashed, and when I went to go and reboot it, it wouldn't recognize my main SSD as a proper boot drive, and I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think I may have lost a lot of footage. Hopefully you're already seeing a video before this, because I think I lost everything before this clip. So hopefully you see this and it's all okay, but right now I'm very sad. So I'm going to try and figure out if I can restore any of the stuff that I have recorded, and probably just going to continue AFKing something for now, and we'll get back to it later, but yeah, this really sucks, and I don't really know what to do about it, so I'm just gonna go and, like, hit trees or something. So I decided that because I'm gonna try mastering mixology at least at some point, I might as well just go and stock up on all the stuff. So I've just been making paste with my herbs. It's pretty AFK, you can just click on it once and it'll just do it automatically. You can spam click to do it one tick faster, but I'm just being lazy. Okay, so a little update for you guys. I think I've fixed everything with my computer. Hopefully none of these files are corrupted, and you actually see all the progress that I've made so far in this video, but I think we are good to go. And I've just been doing a little bit of this mastering mixology stuff just to check it out. And I wanted to talk about the rewards a little bit because they're kind of weird and unique, so figured we might as well do that now. So as far as the collection log items go for mastering mixology, there are 7 of them. The prescription goggles, the 3 alchemist outfit pieces, the alchemist amulet, regent pouch, and the pre-pot device that is going to be renamed to the chugging device or something. I don't really know. And of these items, I only really want like 4 of them. The alchemist outfit pieces are actually completely useless. They don't do anything. So for now, I'm just not going to get them because that's cringe. But I do, in fact, want the goggles. The goggles make it so you have a 10% chance to not use secondaries when making potions, which is just really nice going forward. The Alchemist Amulet is essentially just Amulet of Chemistry, but you can charge it a bunch and it works a little bit better. I think instead of a 5% chance, it's a 15% chance to make a 4-dose potion. So that's also very useful, just in terms of supplies upkeeping. And then the Regent Pouch, not super useful for me. It just holds 26 of each secondary regent, I think. I don't really know what the use case is for it, but I'll probably end up getting it eventually. And then the pre-pot device is a device that you can set like 5 potions, and then when you click it, it drinks all of them at once. So when you want to pre-pot before like raids or something, you can just click one thing and you're good to go. So cool, but I don't know, not super useful for me. I don't mind just clicking a bunch of potions. In the long run, I will get it, but it's very expensive, so... and speaking of expensive, let's talk about how you actually buy them. Throughout playing the minigame, you have to make potions using different combinations of the Lye, Aga, and Mox resin, and then depending on what you use for the potion, you get that many points, and then each of the items costs a certain amount of each point. It's kind of convoluted the way they did it, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And as you can see, I've done a fair bit of this. I don't know how much exactly, but I've got about 3,000 of each in total. And that's not even close to how much you need to spend on, like, any one of these things. These are very expensive, and I don't know why they made them so expensive, but I'm going to need to be here for a long time. As you can see on the log here, if I can actually open it, I've done 268 orders. I don't know how long that took me. I should sort of figure out how many orders per hour I'm getting, but 268 orders, and I barely even got like halfway to the cheapest item. Not even halfway. So I'm gonna have to be here a while going forward, which kind of sucks because I think this minigame as it stands right now is very boring, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do it a lot, so I kind of just have to get used to it. I will say it's not like the worst thing ever, it's just not interesting. So to have to do something that isn't interesting for a long period of time kind of sucks, but oh well, I am going to stay here at least for now. I think I want to get like 2 or 3 of these right now. I want to get the goggles, the amulet, and the potion storage, which isn't even on the collection log. I'm now looking. But yeah, I think I want to get those 3, which is going to cost a lot. So I guess I'm just going to continue. Alright, I'm going to call it there for now. I ended up doing 500 orders, and that didn't even get me enough to buy the cheapest thing, the amulet, which is kind of sad. But I did hear that they are probably changing some stuff on Wednesday, so I'm just going to wait for the new update to come through. That's in a couple days. And for now, we're going to go kill some time by going back to the Huaycotl. I want to at least get the seed and the page, and hopefully a leather. I don't really care about the tome and the wand, but either of those would be nice as well. And I'm just going to go try it out. I've heard they made it a little bit better as well, but we'll see. And one of the reasons I wanted to go to Moxliatl first is the pendant teleport actually takes you like right beside the Huaycotl as well. So that is just a little bit convenient. You just have to go and activate that statue, but yeah, that's really nice. So after doing a few kills here, I think I'm at 12 KC, including the first one that I did for the music crack. And I definitely understand what people are saying about this boss. There are a few things here that just feel super incomplete. Like, for example, the wave attack that comes out from the tail. I don't know if you're supposed to, like, run to the other side of the arena and wait for it to, like, fizzle out, or if you're supposed to time a run, or just tank the 20 damage. But, like, this animation, this blue wave, is so hard to tell, like, where it actually is. And it makes it really hard to, like, always get the skip right, or just... I've usually just been eating the damage, because I don't really care, but... not to mention, these pillars, the fact that they go down is so stupid. Like, if these were just, you had to charge them by using the prayer, and then once you charge them fully, they stayed charged, that wouldn't be too bad. But this whole, like, needing to manage multiple people with different prayers at the same time, it just feels super annoying. Not to mention, I've heard that solos are absolutely terrible, which is actually what I'm going to go and do right now. I want to try one. But, yeah, this boss definitely just feels incomplete, to say the least. So I actually kind of like the solo version of the boss. Obviously, you just can't do the prayer pillars at all. It's just completely impossible. And the tail phase where you have to run back and forth is terribly designed for solo players. And not to mention, my complaint about the wave mechanic still being too hard to dodge is still valid. But I did like actually like feeling like I was doing something. 8 minute 37 second kill is a little slow for me. I wish it scaled down a little bit, but not too bad. But what I did want to talk about, and this drop actually reminded me, is the loot. One of the main problems people have been complaining about is the loot system. So for example, the Dragon Hunter wand says it is a 1 in 210, but it only drops for one person at a time. So if you're doing it in even small teams of, let's say, 3 or 5 people, it makes it more like a 1 in like 800 drop instead of 200. Because only one person on your team is going to get it at a time, which means that this is actually one of the slower green logs in the game, especially if you include the pet. This could take a very long time for people to green log, and I understand people's frustrations with it. Because soloing isn't really that viable, I mean, you saw 8 minute kill is very slow. Even at a 1 in 200 drop rate, 8 minute kills, that's going to take forever just to get the wand, let alone the pet. So I understand people's complaints about that. The reason I said this brought up to my attention was when they first added this Limpwort root drop to the table, they were unnoted. So like solo players would just have a stack of 200 unnoted Limpwort roots, which I find hilarious. Fortunately for me, they have made them noted, so I got them in the noted form, which is great. But yeah, I definitely understand people's complaints about the loot and the boss itself. I'm going to do a few more solos just because I'm here, but yeah, definitely need some work. So my plan is just to go back to the masses, which in this case is actually sort of ideal. Maybe a few too many people, but that's okay. And I'm just going to try and get the seeds and the pages just to have them in the collection log. Those are technically not uniques. They aren't on the unique table, although they are unique to this boss. So I don't know why they did it like that, but I'm going to at least try and get those, and then we'll worry about the leather, the wand, and the tome later. I wasn't even recording, but we got the seeds. Let's go. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted by getting the drop, I was going to explain the seeds and the pages are on the regular drop table, not the unique table, which means that when they drop, it'll drop a bunch of them and spread them out proportional to how much damage you did. So as you can see, there was 17 seeds dropped, and I got 3 of them based on my damage, which just means that it's easier to get these log slots than the other ones. These ones only go to one specific person each kill if they drop, so I'm not going to worry about them for now. I'm just going to try and get the pages, and now I already have the seeds, so that's good. Oh, hey, that's the thing as well. Let's go. I didn't even realize that was the thing at first, because soiled pages turns out not worth very much, because there's, like, no uses for a Tome of Earth, so, yeah, but that didn't take too long at all. It says 26 kills, and we can move on. Before we go ahead with anything else, I'm gonna go and plant these Huasca seeds in some disease-free herb patches. I would really hate for these to die, considering I don't plan on going back anytime soon, so I would like to get a few of these potions just to try them out, even though the secondary is kind of annoying, but oh well. Today is actually Tuesday, which if you've been following along to the recent updates, there was a potion dupe bug with the new potion storage that they had to do a minor rollback last night, so I'm very glad that I didn't end up playing during the server timer. The server update timer was when they had to roll back to, so yeah, made a good choice there. I saw a bunch of posts on the Reddit of people that got, like, pets and stuff that got rolled back, and they were very sad. So, very happy I didn't do that. Anyways, we are moving on. Let's go back to the spreadsheet and roll a new task. I think I might have to save it for the next video, depending on what it is, but let's go see what we're doing first. Alright, here we go back on the spreadsheet. We've already completed the last task. I don't even remember what it is. I've been so entrenched in the Varlamore update. But we can just... Oh, it was the Hallowed Sepulchre, that's what it was. But we can go ahead, let's roll a new one. Get one unique from Araxor. Alright, back to the spider. So, in the next video, we will go and hunt for an Araxor task and kill the big spider. And then when the new update comes out, we'll just go and try out the new stuff. Whatever they update, I don't know what they will change. I'm really hoping to see some changes on either the pricing or the actual gameplay of Mastering Mixology. So we'll go revisit that, and maybe the Huaycodal if they change stuff there, although I'm not in a rush to go back there anytime soon. But yeah, for now, that's going to have to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave the video a like and check if you're subscribed, as those are the 2 best ways to help my videos with the YouTube algorithm. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist VTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, Mondeep Bassi, and Frank Chandler. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.